News Channel 15 presents The Film Reel, the talk show where we discuss everything going on in the world of movies and television, with hosts Bryce West and Ian Klingler. This is The Film Reel. Hello everybody, welcome back into The Film Reel, the talk show where we discuss everything going on in the world of movies and television. I'm your host Bryce West, and alongside me is guest host Ian Klingler in for John Freeland. How are you today, Ian?
I'm doing good, Bryce. How are you doing?
I am doing wonderful because we have got a great show ahead for you guys. But with that being said, we're going to head straight into today's box office report.
Coming in at number 5 is The Croods, a new age starring Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, and Ryan Reynolds. The prehistoric family, the Croods, are challenged by a rival family, the Bettermans, who claim to be better and more evolved. The film brought in $540,000, dropping 31.4%. For The Film Reel, I'm Drew Poughton.
Coming in at number 4 is Boogie, starring Taylor Takahashi, Taylor Page, and Pop Smoke. The coming-of-age story of Alfred Boogie Chin, a basketball phenomenon living in the Queens, New York, who dreams of one day playing in the NBA. While his parents pressure him to focus on earning a scholarship to an elite college, Boogie must find a way to navigate a new girlfriend, high school, on-court rivals, and burdens of expectations. The film brought in $780,000, dropping 35.2% from last weekend. For The Film Reel, I'm Branson Beard.
Coming in at number 3 is Chaos Walking, starring Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, a dystopian world where there are no women and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words, and sounds called noise. The film brought in $2.2 million, dropping 40.4% from last weekend. For The Film Reel, I'm Mallory Bird.
Coming in at number 2 in the box office is Tom and Jerry, starring Chloe Grace Moretz and Michael Pena. Adaptation of the classic Hanna-Barbera property, which reveals how Tom and Jerry first met and formed their rivalry. The film brought in $4.1 million, dropping 37.9% from last weekend. For The Film Reel, I'm Kyler Gaiman.
Coming in at number 1 is Raya and the Last Dragon, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Awkwafina. In a realm known as Kumandra, a reimagined Earth inhabited by an ancient civilization, a warrior named Raya is determined to find the last dragon. The film brought in $5.7 million, dropping 32.9% from last weekend. For The Film Reel, I'm Eli Grimes.
Thanks to those 5, as always, for giving us the box office report. So, yeah, I mean, we weren't here last week, but Raya and the Last Dragon stays up top at number 1. Tom and Jerry coming in at number 2, staying at number 2. Chaos Walking staying at number 3. Boogie staying at number 4. And you're seeing attrition here because The Croods, a new age, staying at number 5. So honestly, I'm kind of glad that we didn't have last week because the box office report would just be the exact same except for the percentage drops and the actual money made.
Right.
But the actual rankings have stayed the exact same. So I wonder actually looking back on it how I would have had them put that together.
That would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, because I don't know what I would have done actually, because I mean it is literally the exact same rankings as last week. So, but regardless, we have 4 new movies that we haven't talked about. Oh, excuse me, 3 new movies on the show that we haven't talked about because Tom and Jerry and the Croods have been in the top 5 since we went on break. But Raya and the Last Dragon, Chaos Walking, and Boogie are all new. And so, yeah, I mean, Raya and the Last Dragon, it opens up at number 1. It's so far staying at number 1. With this being sort of a Disney Plus theatrical release hybrid, how long do you foresee Raya and the Last Dragon staying up here? I mean, do you think it's going to have something like a Croods life where it's just up there forever and technically it's still in the top 5?
I could see a little bit of both. I could see 2 ways of this. I could see with the release of new movies coming into 2021 being released, that could drop it a little bit faster than what the Croods has. Yeah. But I also see it more as value for kids.
Yeah.
You know, kids will go out and see it, and it'll be a lot longer. Kind of like what the Croods was. You know, it was out there for a lot longer and just stayed there.
I mean, the Croods is still hanging on. I mean, it was at number 5 last week, and it's still like hanging on there at the edge of it. So it's going to be interesting to see how long it'll stay at number 5, if it will even go up, because we have seen it go down, then up, then back down, then up again. And so, it's been a wild box office life for the Croods, A New Age. So I'm looking forward to seeing, what happens with them last week. And then obviously Tom and Jerry comes out, but then it immediately pretty much gets dethroned by Raya and the Last Dragon, a Disney movie. I kind of, I saw that, I pretty much saw that coming. I don't think we really talked about it because in our previous episodes, being in the box office because of the whole Disney Plus thing, I think we kind of forgot that it was coming out on both. And then Chaos Walking, Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, huge stars there. It opens and stays at number 3. So I'm not really too surprised. And Boogie, I wasn't really too familiar with, but that opens and stays at number 4. So it looks like we have a lot of things just kind of,
subsiding.
Yeah, well, not necessarily but just kind of, staying stagnant here. In the box office. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen next week. Will it be the exact same 5 in the exact same order again? I guess stay tuned next week to find out. But with that being said, we've been talking about this on the show, Ian, for a while. And it's finally here. Zack Snyder's Justice League released on HBO Max yesterday. I have seen it. And boy, oh boy, Ian. I mean, wow. I don't know how to properly describe this movie. I mean, to say that it was better than the original cut would be the most extreme understatement of understatements. I mean, holy cow. That movie was unbelievably spectacular. I mean, my expectations were kind of at a 50%, I thought it could either be good or it could either be bad or whatever. I didn't really have too high of expectations going into it. And then not only did the movie meet my expectations here at 50, but it then went up above like 110. Like it was magnificent. Once the credits started to roll and then it showed Zack Snyder's Justice League, I'm like, yeah, you're telling me, because he took this movie and gave it the utmost love and care and affection towards these characters, this story. He was finally able to finish what he started with this movie. The movie was dedicated to his late daughter Autumn, who took her own life in the middle of production of Justice League. And then instead of the studio, kind of respecting the family and, and maybe delaying the movie so he could finish it, they brought in another guy to do it. And then there was a whole bunch of behind the scenes drama with him and, with him and the actors. And so, I mean, this is long overdue. And my question is Ian, Warner Brothers has kind of come out and said that they weren't really happy with where Zack Snyder was going with this film, and that's why they reshot like 90% of it with a new director once they found the opportunity. It's disgusting, I know, but it's what happened. And so, I mean, what movie did they see? Because that wasn't the movie I saw. What I saw was complete and utter brilliance. I mean, so what happened here? I mean, how can we go from the original cut, and I know you haven't seen it, but how can we go from the original cut that we got in 2017 to this near masterpiece that we got here in 2021?
I don't know, and I don't know if it was more ideas that Snyder had and Warner Brothers just said, no, you can't do that, and it really kind of set a rift, a beef kind of between Warner Brothers and Snyder. So I could see like anything that Snyder requested, the Warner Brothers said, no, you can't do that. But I could also see, I mean, you said that the movie was how many hours long?
Okay, well, that's another point that we have to get to. So, we got a long movie on our hands, folks, because this movie was 4 hours and 2 minutes. That was the total runtime.
Yeah.
And now, I understand. That is a long movie, and some people just can't sit there for 4 hours, and I totally understand. But Zack Snyder, you didn't waste a single millisecond with this movie. Every single second of this movie felt that it needed to be there to enrich the story, introduce the characters in a proper way, because that was a problem with the original cut, is that we've got Aquaman, we got Cyborg, we got Flash coming in, but we've never met these characters before.
Right.
And so we have really like no like sort of affection towards any of them. You know, they had their good moments, but it's just like we didn't know these characters, but they took time. I mean, it's a 4-hour movie, so they took time to introduce each of these characters properly and you know, give them a reason to be there, you know, and we actually get to learn about them and experience time with them. And so, I mean, Zack Snyder didn't waste a second. I know I said that already, but I want to preface this. So I mean, if you're worried about the 4-hour runtime, I was too. You know. That was definitely something I was incredibly worried about. But, I mean, every single second is used. I mean, he doesn't waste a second. And so I think with that, I kind of get why there was a 4-hour runtime, because that, I mean, honestly, quite frankly, the movie probably could have been split into 2.
That's what I was thinking.
You know, because the entire first half is kind of them forming the Justice League,
right?
And then the second half is them being the League, and then, you know, dealing with the Superman stuff. You know, because I don't want to spoil it, just in case. You know,
right.
I mean, because it's not really a spoiler, because it's kind of similar to what they did in the original cut,
right?
But not exactly. You know, because I mean, this is a 4-hour long. I mean, this is almost a completely different movie. I mean, a lot of the footage is the same, but in a completely different context.
Right.
That makes, believe it or not, more sense. You know.
I was gonna ask you. I was like, how much percentage of the 2017 one is in this Snyder cut?
So, around 90% was reshot, apparently. Of the original cut with whenever they replaced Zack Snyder with Joss Whedon back in 2017.
Right.
So that movie was around 2 hours, so that means approximately 12 minutes was used. I'm questioning that fact now because it does feel like a lot. There is a lot more than I expected that was from the original cut, but it's used in a completely different way. So
okay.
I mean, the two movies are not even close to the same. So, I mean, they honestly, really might as well be 2 different movies, which is definitely very, very interesting. And so, and another thing is that they do split it up into chapters.
Right.
So they have a prologue, 6 chapters, and an epilogue. So I mean, whenever you see like part 2 come on the screen, you can always pause, you know,
right.
take a break and then come back, or, you know, just pause, you know, I mean, you could just watch it as a mini-series, you know, once part 2 comes on, you go, okay, pause, and then you can watch the next part the next day.
Right.
You know, so you can still watch it as if it were like a mini-series. So I mean, they made it to where you can like split it up. You know, and they made very good stopping points, because it literally comes onto screen. It goes part 2, and then it has a subtitle. And so there are very distinct stopping points for people if they can't, you know, sit there and watch the whole 4-hour thing. So I know I took a break halfway through, you know, so I think there's definitely multiple ways that people can watch it. And so if you're able to if you have HBO Max and you want to watch this thing, you know, 4 hours or not, I mean, you can always pause in between parts and stuff like that. There's very distinct pausing points for you. I highly suggest, if you're even remotely interested in superhero action, anything, check out this movie. It was absolutely wonderful, and it would honestly be a crime to the fans for them not to continue that, and that's all I'm going to say on that matter. With that being said, we're going to take a quick break, and after this, I mean, we've got a busy week, folks. Falcon and the Winter Soldier premieres today on Disney+. We'll talk about that coming up.
It just takes a moment to spread from one person to another. So how do you break the germ cycle? Wash your hands often and always after coughing, sneezing, handling food, and going to the bathroom. Lather the front, back, and in between for at least 20 seconds. If there's no soap or water available, use a hand sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. Regularly disinfect common surfaces, including your phone. These small things can help break the germ cycle.
From broadcasting
to sports, from filming new shows
to interviews,
from filling the news
to working on projects.
The radio TV program at Wabash Valley College brings you fun and enjoyable work experience. You'll gain hands-on experience by working with our news channel, News Channel 15, recording and even broadcasting some of the biggest high school games of the year. New shows like The Film Reel and older shows like Sports Extra. Come be a warrior by setting up an appointment today at 618-262-8641.
News Channel 15, winner of the Intercollegiate Broadcasting System Award for the nation's best community college TV station.
News Channel 15 presents Sports Extra, a weekly look at local and area sports. See it Thursday nights at 6:30 on News Channel 15, also posted to our Facebook page. It's Sports Extra.
Welcome back into the film reel. We're now going to be talking about something that is just premiering today on Disney+. It is Falcon and the Winter Soldier, as the TV show follows after the events of Endgame, where you see an old Captain America give the shield to Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and Bucky Barnes, Winter Soldier. And so this
kind
is
of
really
standing off to the side. He's watching it happen.
Right.
Yeah, they weren't both given the shield.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no two shields.
Yeah. he split it in half. It's like, you guys
you guys got to fight.
Yeah.
But it goes after after Captain America, kind of transitioning with Sword. I believe it transitions after. This is after WandaVision, correct? Or this is after Endgame?
It's somewhere.
Yeah.
It's after Endgame.
It's after
we know
Endgame.
it's after Endgame.
I believe.
I don't know where it lies with Wanda.
I believe the director said it was 6 months after Endgame.
And WandaVision seems like it's pretty close.
I think they said like a couple of weeks.
Yeah, after Endgame.
So
this is after WandaVision, this is after Endgame.
Yeah, and this is before Spider-Man Far From Home, because Spider-Man Far From Home was, I believe, 9 months after Endgame. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so a lot of convoluted ways.
Timelines.
Yeah,
issues,
timelines.
Yeah.
Well, with the whole
yeah
thing going on.
The MCU, everything's all connected, so you got to find a place to put everything.
Right.
Yeah, and sometimes certain things come out before other things, but they actually take place before. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to kind of wrap your hand around, but
I mean, looking at pictures and trailers, you saw Peggy Carter, who is not
Sharon
Peggy,
Carter.
Sharon
Yep.
Carter. Thank
Yep.
you. I said Peggy Carter, and I'm like, wait, that's not right. Sharon Carter, who was kind of the agent for former
in
agent
the
for
present
S.H.I.E.L.D.
day. Yeah,
in the present day.
kind of a love interest for Steve, probably
Right.
now for Bucky.
Right.
And then that's what it seems like in the trailers.
Yeah, and then you get the return of Baron Zemo from Captain America: Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, he has broken out and all that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes, and then also could see America transitioning into a new Captain America. We've seen trailers on that. So, I mean, what do you expect on this premiere so far for Bryce?
Yeah, the awkward transition aside, I am really, Ian's not used to leading in, but without aside, I am really looking forward to the show. I do think that there's going to be a major conflict with the government and Sam and Bucky as to who Captain America is supposed to be. I know for a fact that Sam's going to be struggling with the fact is he even worthy to be Captain America, right. And then the government is going to be making their own Captain America, U.S. agent, and so there's going to be a conflict with that. And so, who's actually going to become Captain America? We have talked about that on the show. I mean, now that we're here, I'm not going to go back and spoil it.
No.
But with some merchandising, we pretty much know who's going to end up being Captain America at the end. But with that being said, I mean, the trailers look absolutely hilarious.
Oh.
I mean, this is going to be the Marvel buddy cop comedy.
Oh yes,
and I'm really looking forward to seeing that, and just looking forward to seeing these two characters interact on screen. With that being said, we're going to take another quick break, and after this, we've got our Movie Pass segment and a look at some brand new trailers here on the Film Reel.
At First National Bank, we are committed to providing our customers with superior customer service. Whether in person or over the phone, our goal is to provide a positive customer experience each and every day. Give us a call or stop in one of our local branches today.
No matter what your favorite show is, News Channel 15 has you covered. Now available on Roku and Apple TV smart devices.
Welcome back into the film reel. An ordinary businessman turns Cold War spy in a new film based on a true story. Rick Damigella reports.
This is unexpected. I can't believe I'm actually having lunch with spies. I'm just a salesman.
Exactly. You're civilians the KGB won't be watching.
It would be a real service to Great Britain.
What do you want me to do?
The Courier follows spy Greville Wynn's mission during the Cold War.
From now on, you will be selling one thing. The idea that you are an ordinary businessman and nothing more than an ordinary businessman.
Wynn's naivete attracted star Benedict Cumberbatch to the project.
What drew me in was the everyman nature of him, the fact that this guy had absolutely no experience of what he was getting embroiled in.
Will I be putting myself in danger?
If this mission was the least bit dangerous, you really are the last man we'd send.
Cumberbatch lost considerable weight for the role.
He was just so completely transformed, but it definitely added something, I think, and we could feel it when we were shooting it. And it honoured actually what this guy went through.
The journey was worth telling Wynn's story.
It's a completely untold story, really, which is one of the joys of doing the film, because you sort of feel like these guys should be known about.
Kind of inspiring story to see an ordinary guy doing an extraordinary thing.
I'm volunteering to bring back the best source of Soviet intelligence you've got at a time where Russia and America are on the brink of nuclear war. You talk about using people. For God's sake, use me.
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
This is how things change.
Thank you, Rick. Now it's time to take a look at some trailers.
This is our best chance to find a habitable planet. We breed and raise our own crew. 3. Train them in isolation to prepare them for life in space. 2. The voyage will take 86 years. 1.
I'm scared.
Of what? There's nothing to be scared of.
You are the link between past and future generations, and have been entrusted with the survival of our species.
They're normal kids. Sensitive and smart. I need to protect them.
There's a toxin in the water. It's coming from us. Are we eating something toxic?
It's the blue. It's medication. Blue. To decrease pleasure. Blue. I'm not drinking it.
What does it feel like to feel something?
You're not feeling what I'm feeling. What's going on? You're drugging us. To prevent exactly this kind of thing from happening.
System restarting.
We won't ever see the planet.
I want to be honest with him. About everything. He can't protect you.
Protect us from what?
There's nothing to be scared of.
It's all
In
your
head.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land called Washington Heights. Say it so it doesn't disappear.
Washington Heights.
Lights up on Washington Heights, up at the break of day. I wake up and I got this little punk I gotta chase away. Pop the grate at the crack of dawn, sing while I wipe down the awning. Hey, good morning.
Ice cold piragua, cherry, strawberry, and just for today, I got my mate.
It's a story of a block that was disappearing.
The genius is back.
Yo, here's your chance. Ask her out right now. Hey!
There's something on your shirt.
Smooth operator, all damn.
We all had a sueñito. And when it came to dreams, we had to keep scraping by. Maybe this neighborhood's changing forever. Maybe tonight is our last night together, however. I just want to see the whole world through her eyes.
They're talking about kicking out all the dreamers. It's time to make some noise.
We had to assert our dignity in small ways. Little details that tell the world we are not invisible.
This is the moment when you do better than me. Because you can see a future that I can't.
But we go, we rap for people and then we go! You made all of this?
This is me.
They used to say, if you work hard, you live by the rules, the money will come, the things will come.
You ready?
I've been saving up all my pennies in my piggy bank for this day. Today's all we got, so we cannot stop. This is our block.
In the heights, I hang my flag on display. Cheers. It reminds me that I came from miles away.
This is crazy.
From miles to the heights.
Best days of my life. And I built my little dream, my sueñito.
In the heights.
The late nights will taste beans. Here. In Washington Heights.
Like the street lights, we taking the flight to a couple of days in the life for what it's like in Washington Heights.
So there's a look at some trailers. Bryce, what are your thoughts on the two trailers that we've shown?
Well, I think the Voyagers one looked pretty interesting. Definitely a weird concept. We'll have to see how that one turns out. And Into the Heights. I mean, oh my gosh. We talked about this a while ago. It got delayed because of COVID. But, oh man, that movie looks awesome. I mean, Lin-Manuel Miranda, you can't go wrong there.
Right.
And I think this also has some other cast members from Hamilton. Well, I believe the main character was also in Hamilton. I might be wrong about that. So don't quote me on that. But yeah, I definitely am looking forward to In the Heights. So, I mean, and that one's coming out on HBO Max, so I can just watch it from home, you know? Yeah. So that's always a plus. Ian, what were your thoughts?
I was very interested in Voyagers. I mean, it was, you know, without being born, you are in space, and now you're being fed without emotions. You take some weird drink, and you don't have any emotions, and all of a sudden you stop taking it, and now your emotions run free, and it's just... It's chaos.
Yeah.
It looks like
it's an interesting concept. I just don't know how the execution is going to be.
Correct.
You know, I mean, we do have Colin Farrell. So I mean, that's a pretty strong actor there, and then Cyclops from X-Men. You know, and he was also the main character in Ready Player One.
Yes. I was trying to remember where he was from.
Yeah.
Yes,
so I mean, they definitely have some good talent there. And like I said, In the Heights. I mean, the music in that just sounds absolutely incredible. I'm excited to see anything Lin-Manuel Miranda because I mean Hamilton is just so unbelievably good. Like I love Hamilton so much. I mean, I have Hamilton songs in my playlist. I listen to Hamilton, you know, in the car on the way here, you know. So I mean, I
enjoy Hamilton.
Yeah, right here on my forehead, you know. But you know, so I am definitely looking forward to In the Heights? In the Heights. I think I said Into the Heights before, but no, yeah, In the Heights. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. I think that's gonna pretty much do it for us on the film reel. with that being said, a wonderful show, Ian.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for coming in and filling in for John this week. And thank you all for watching at home. The news is up next here on News Channel 15. Have a great night.